What's going on? This is Theo Gremminger, aka the OG Fantasy, back at it. Are you looking to stash a defense for week 16 and week 17 in your fantasy playoffs? A lot of times, being a week ahead is the best way to handle the defensive position. Every defense that I'm going to give you right now is available in at least 50% of Yahoo leagues. And most of these defenses are available in like 70% of Yahoo leagues. You're going to find a defense on your waiver wire in this video that you can go ahead and pick up, keep on your bench. And when you make that championship game, you not only have a defensive option, but you're also blocking your opponent from picking up a defense that could come back to get you. Even if you have a strong defense, maybe you have a Miami, a Dallas, a Baltimore, a Cleveland, you still want to consider grabbing one of these defenses as a way to block your opponent and to have the highest possible outcomes on your bench. Defensive injuries happen as well. Let's get after it with a couple of options. Let's start out with week 16. You got the Denver Broncos available in 65% of Yahoo leagues. Denver's defense numbers are way better than people think. They have a bad reputation from that Miami beatdown where Miami hung 70 yards on them. That was ages ago. The Denver Broncos defense has changed. They actually lead the NFL in takeaways. They are a playoff contender, and they will be hosting Bailey Zappi and the New England Patriots on the road in Denver in week 16. They're a team you want to snap up. The LA Rams are available in 82% of Yahoo leagues. They will have a big home game in SoFi Stadium with Derek Carr on the road. The Saints are going to be competing for a playoff berth. They're right there in the NFC South, but that's a very difficult game for Derek Carr on the road in LA. Cincinnati Bengals, they're available in 75% of Yahoo leagues. Cincinnati leads the NFL in interceptions. They will be hosting Mitch Trubisky. That's a smash spot for the Cincinnati defense. Excuse me, that game is on the road in Pittsburgh. But either way, it's Mitch Trubisky against a defense who's able to turn opponents over. I love Cincinnati on the road that game. That's going to be a really fun one. Then we got to talk about the Chicago Bears defense. Chicago's a really underrated defense right now. I think nobody really wants to roster them, and I'm not sure why. Chicago hosts Arizona in week 16. Over the last 3 games, the Chicago Bears have registered 8 sacks, added 9 interceptions, and have had 2 fumble recoveries, and they basically shut out Minnesota and Detroit in back-to-back wins. They are a red hot defense. And then the last team to talk about, Indianapolis Colts, top 5 in the NFL in sacks. They are at the Atlanta Falcons. This is a game where you can chase the game here because Atlanta is also available in 67% of Yahoo leagues. I like this game. Both of these defenses have the ability to turn the other team over. Both of these offenses have struggled at times. We just saw Indianapolis get shut out against Cincinnati, bailed themselves out with a pick 6. Now Indianapolis goes up against Atlanta. You can chase this game as one where you could stream either defense. I think there's going to be sacks, potential turnovers in this one. I think both teams are going to be looking to get after it. Then we got to talk about week 17. This same Indianapolis Colts defense is hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. In Indianapolis in week 17, they're going to be hosting AOC and the Las Vegas Raiders. We just saw the Las Vegas Raiders get shut out completely against the Minnesota Vikings. This is a spot for Indianapolis to defense to just smash. Then we can go right back to that Denver Broncos defense. The Denver Broncos defense, again, available in 65% of Yahoo leagues and leading the NFL in takeaways, is hosting Easton Stick and the Los Angeles Chargers in the fantasy playoffs championship week. If there was Justin Herbert, we wouldn't be chasing this game. But Easton Stick, we haven't seen anything from him. We're going to see how he does in that tough game at Mile High. Definitely one if you're in a jam. Got to talk about the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans just beat the Miami Dolphins. Tennessee had 5 sacks in that game. and they are at Houston in week 17. CJ Stroud could miss that one. If CJ Stroud misses the game, that's a smash spot for this Tennessee defense. If Stroud plays, he is still going to be missing multiple receiving options. That Tennessee defense can get to the quarterback. And then lastly, Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears in week 17, getting sacks, getting interceptions, converting fumble recoveries. They are going to be hosting the Atlanta Falcons in week 17. So Chicago appears on this list twice, Indianapolis appears on this list twice, and Denver appears on this list twice. Go ahead and think about stashing some of these defensive options. Cut that person on your bench that you're not excited about ever putting in your lineup. Depth does not matter as much. We're in the fantasy playoffs. We need to have the best possible lineup we can field, and you can get an edge on your opponents with the fantasy football defensive streamer. You can also block them and not allow them to get an option that can come back to hurt you in championship week. Let's make some money. Let's win some titles. Stick with us here at Player Profiler all throughout your fantasy playoffs. Hit like